Previously on House of Pain Wrestling, the Dirtiest Vegan, Regan and BFD picked up a huge win in tag team action. Plus, 12 men went to war in a huge over-the-top rope battle royal match for the #1 contendership, and Dante Durden was victorious. Let's see what happens on this episode of House of Pain Wrestling. Hello once again, House of Pain Wrestling fans. We are back in the heart of the House of Pain Wrestling Academy, and we have a hell of a lineup for you this episode. Joining me, one of the shining lights of the House of Pain Wrestling Academy, former tag team champion, Riley Nova.
Thank you very much, Dixon. Thank you for having me on. I'm insanely excited for this show. Action-packed, an absolute firework display as well.
Well, it's good to have you here, Riley. Let's see what we got lined up for on this episode of House of Pain Wrestling. And Riley, we're kicking things off in a big way on this episode of House of Pain Wrestling. Intergender tag team action, and we are about to see the first team come through the curtain, BFD and the Princess, Lexi Olivia. And you know as well as I do what most House of Pain Wrestling fans call these two.
Apparently they're informally known as Shrek and Princess Fiona. Whether or not they like to be called that is a different matter.
Can you see the resemblance?
Absolutely.
Old Greenie up there.
It's uncanny.
She definitely feels like she is the princess of wrestling. She's got the sash, she's got the tiara.
And a serious attitude problem.
Serious attitude problem. BFD's been extremely loud these past few months, shouting back at the House of Pain fans. But let's see if he can be put in his place by the next team out. You hear the music, Riley. Their opponents, two of the most exciting wrestlers in their respective divisions, former Full Throttle champion and one half of the current House of Pain tag team champions, Hot and Spicy, the Human Dynamo HBlock, being joined by Tornado Tori Dean, who picked up an amazing win a few episodes ago over former House of Pain heavyweight champion Big Papa Goose Troy. A tall task ahead of both of them considering the size advantage, but they do indeed have the speed advantage.
Absolutely, and as you said, the two of the most exciting and athletic performers in House of Pain. But don't be mistaken, they do have a lot of grit and they can get the job done, as both of them have proven in the past few months.
Now they are wearing green, matching gear. Do you think this is a slight dig at Shrek in the ring, possibly? If it is, maybe a different shade of green next time.
Maybe so.
They're like a pair of mermaids in there. And we are ready to kick this off. Huge intergender tag team action right here on House of Pain Wrestling. Referee Kevin Redmond making sure both teams are in their place. And it looks like Lexi Olivia, the princess, and Tornado Tori Dean. Okay. You talk too much.
I'm going to whip out some tables in a minute.
Oh. Huge slap there. Oh. And returned.
And there's that grit we were talking about.
And now returning fire with a bigger forearm. This is getting personal very quickly. Oh, cheap shot there by Lexi Olivia. Oh, and down she goes with a sweep.
Oh.
Boom, big drop kick, sending the princess to the mat. Now she's in the corner. Big full steam ahead. Back elbow. A slide for another one. A knee. Is she going for the three-peat, Riley? Oh, missed.
He's going,
and a bad landing right on the back of the head. Seems to be reeling. Let's see who can get back to their feet first. And Tori is tagged in, the Human Dynamo HBlock.
Seems to be looking for some kind of double team.
Down on the knees off HBlock's back. Oh, a big knee in the corner. Considering these two have never teamed before, matching gear and now tag moves. Maybe this is the start of something, Riley.
Undeniable chemistry between the two.
The pace has picked up. Human Dynamo all the way, and a big Hurricane Rana on BFD, sending him crashing to the mat. These two, a few episodes ago, had a hell of a match. HBlock able to pick up the win over BFD that night. BFD surely looking for revenge right here on this episode. Big up and over from HBlock, using that speed and agility, and a big Inzaguri sending him down. BFD doesn't seem to have worked out quite yet the Rubik's Cube of HBlock. Oh, big double drop kick in the corner. He's a Rubik's Cube, he's hard to catch, he's hard.
Problem for him.
Oh, come on, referee, that was unnecessary. Keep her in her corner. She's in trouble and she doesn't know it. Huge side slam. Considering the size advantage, it'll be very shocking. Oh, I was about to say it'll be very shocking if Tori kicks out of this, but she does. She is a tough one. As I said earlier, a couple of episodes ago, she picked up a, let's say, shocking win over former heavyweight champion Big Papa Goose Troy.
I don't think anyone expected that.
Especially not Troy, I don't think.
Well, he's beat some of the best that we have to offer in House of Pain.
Well, he has. I was saying to Tony on that very episode, there's nothing I like more when it comes to House of Pain than seeing a perplexed Troy not know what to say.
Oh, it's an absolute delight.
You talk about someone who talks too much. Now,
he's the poster boy for that.
He is the poster boy of talking too much. Maybe we can get him on Botchamania, eh? Oh, big kick to the back. Olivia and BFD really seem to be having their way with Tori Dean at the moment. She needs to get to her corner.
You can see she's trying. Oh.
Very well versed in those stomps and those kicks is the princess. I don't know many other princesses that seem to throw as many kicks as Lexi Olivia does. But then again, I don't really know that many other princesses. Huge butterfly suplex. Let's see if she can survive this one. And she's still fighting. She's still fighting. She needs to get to her corner, though. Lexi Olivia and BFD doing a tremendous job of isolating Tori Dean in their half of the ring. Taking control, wearing down that back. But this might be a mistake. As we've just seen, she's given her far too much space to fight back right now.
Like you see, no matter how much punishment she takes, she keeps fighting back.
Another stiff kick.
Seems to be working that back an awful lot.
With the monster BFD on the apron, that's probably not a good thing when it comes to Tori Dean.
Oh. Now that was interesting.
Planted down. And a big tag to HBlock, and BFD is in. BFD charges right in the stomach. He's doubled over. Over the top he goes. The pace is picking up once again, as it always does when HBlock is in the ring.
Huge flying line. Oh, another Inzaguri.
To the back of the head. BFD is truly reeling. Handspring, back elbow,
fantastic.
Sending him down again. Let's see if he can get him. 1, 2. Oh, Lexi Olivia in with a cheap shot on HBlock to even the odds. Lexi Olivia to the outside. And once again, Tori Dean is in trouble with the much larger BFD taking her out. Huge DDT by HBlock doing
That's
the
surely got to be it. 1.
Still a kick out. BFD is a tough one for sure. How many rotations did he get on that DDT? Do you think it helped with the impact?
Absolutely. His tag team partner, Sage Malik, is also well versed in the satellite DDT. Here we go.
HBlock off the top. He saw him move, so he moved. Counters over to the apron. BFD using his size now. Huge DDT through the ropes, a receipt, if you will, by BFD to HBlock.
3.
And we have a winner we have the winners in BFD and the princess Lexi Olivia in this intergender tag team match on this episode of House of Pain Wrestling. Well, if he wanted revenge, he's definitely got it after that vicious DDT through the ropes.
You described HBlock as a Rubik's Cube, and one way or another, BFD figured a way to figure it out.
He did. Must be disappointing loss for HBlock and Tori Dean in the ring. You can see the disappointment on their faces. Unfortunately, on the losing end today, but they'll be back. We know they will be. Absolutely. They always come back bigger and stronger. Well, coming up next, House of Pain fans, we have wait, what's that? Apparently, the dirtiest vegan, Regan, is asking for the camera to go backstage. Right, let's see what he has to say.
I'm the dirtiest vegan, Regan, and I am sick and tired of being disrespected here in House of Pain Wrestling. So I'm issuing an open challenge to anyone who thinks they're man enough to take on me. I dare you.
He is issuing an open challenge and he is on his way out here now. He did not sound very happy as you hear his crazy music playing.
It's certainly interesting.
Yeah, kind of a mix between children's jingles and television adverts, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, whatever you're into.
Is this what vegans listen to, maybe?
I hope not.
I hope not. I don't really know many. Well, none of that shout about it like he does. Well, he's got his celery. He's pacing back and forth. He's obviously ready for action. So I guess we'll see who takes up his open challenge.
I'm looking forward to this.
Well, we are about to hear who takes up the challenge of the dirtiest vegan, Regan. And that is very familiar music, and you can see by the look on Regan's face that he might have made a very, very big mistake.
Be careful what you wish for.
Because coming through the curtain is nearly 300 pounds of solid muscle. He is the House of Pain heavyweight champion. He is the Tank, Jackson Bane, and Regan looking to maybe convince Kev to call this match off all of a sudden.
Look at the size of him.
He is the stereotype of a heavyweight champion, Riley. He's big, he is strong, he is agile, he is a handful for anyone, and I think Regan might have just bitten off a bit more than he can chew.
And I think he's very, very aware of that.
I mean, he's hiding right now. Tank owning the ring like only the Tank can, and Regan, he hasn't put down his celery yet. I don't think that's going to help him though. Well, as we said, House of Pain Wrestling fans, Regan put out this open challenge. He did not know who was going to answer it, neither did we, and now he is thoroughly regretting his decision as referee Kevin Redmond puts the belt down in the corner. Tank just standing there waiting for Regan to do something. What is he going to do? Let's get this bell going. This might not be a match. This might resemble more of a massacre, Riley.
I'm hoping for that, to be honest.
Did he just hit him with his celery?
I think he did.
That is a...
I mean, it's an interesting...
Well, we said he's already made a big mistake by opening this open challenge, and he has just snapped the celery in half. Now he's trying to run away.
That's not going to work.
Tank pulls him in, gets him up. He's going for the F5 already.
He's asking him for a hug.
Regan looks like he's seen a ghost. He's doing everything he can to survive this match without having to be murdered by Tank.
You can see him quite literally shaking.
He's going to give him a hug. He's going to give him a hug. All good friends, but we know what the Tank Jackson Bane does to his friends, unfortunately. Up Rick Regan goes, and across the ring,
goodness.
flying almost halfway across the ring with a huge overhead belly-to-belly suplex. I don't see this lasting very long, Riley.
Me neither.
Spinning front slam.
Now
Rick Regan is being absolutely destroyed by our House of Pain heavyweight champion on this episode of House of Pain Wrestling. He's calling for it. He's up on the shoulders, and we know this only can be one thing, and that is a huge F5. And if that isn't it, I will be very, very surprised. In what might be record time for these episodes, Riley, the winner of this match, our heavyweight champion, the heavyweight champion of House of Pain, the Tank, Jackson Bane, and we might need some medical help backstage for Rick Regan, who looks like he's just had the beating of his life.
Now that just puts into perspective how strong and how dominant the Tank Jackson Bane really is.
Absolute dominance, showed absolute dominance every time the Tank Jackson Bane gets in the ring. Now, it wasn't our scheduled match. It was an extra match for this episode. Rick Regan obviously wanted an open challenge, and he got more than he bargained for sure, Riley. But now, our scheduled match, a fatal four-way between four of the fastest, most exciting wrestlers that House of Pain Wrestling has. We've got Ritmo, we've got Tristan Wheeler, we've got the Pro Team, Brandon Brooks, and we've got Diamond Dave Andrews, and it's coming up next. And we are ready, Riley, for fatal four-way action. Like we said, four of the best, most exciting wrestlers that House of Pain Wrestling has. It's going to be fast. It's going to be energetic. I hope we don't get out of breath trying to call all the moves. And in the ring, first out, the amazing high flyer Ritmo. Been a little absent of late from House of Pain Wrestling shows. Good to see him back.
Absolutely.
Let's see if he can get back on the winning streak. And coming out next, one of the more eccentric members of the House of Pain roster, and without a doubt, one of the most popular. It is the crazy cyclist himself, Tristan Wheeler. And is it Tristan time, Riley?
It's always Tristan time.
It's always Tristan time. I had the exact same conversation with Tony a few episodes ago on what exact time Tristan time was, and he said, anytime you want. Well, whether it's Tristan time right now remains to be seen. If he wins this match, it can be Tristan time anytime he wants. But coming up next, Riley, a man or a young man that you know extremely well, that about 6 months ago made a huge decision in his life when he turns his back on the House of Pain fans and his friends and became the Protein, Brandon Brooks.
Now, I don't know what's happened to Brandon, but we used to be really, really good friends, and now he's got in there with Pro Team and he's seen, as you can see right now, an absolute, complete bipolar opposite.
Well, he used to have a lot of friends on the House of Pain roster. I think now he only needs 3 friends, and that's Big Puppy Goose Troy, Mr. Number 1 Niall Hind, and the Queen, as she calls herself, JJ, the rest of Pro Team. Let's see if he can do them proud, because right now he's not doing any of us proud, that's for sure.
Certainly seems to think he's doing himself proud, though. Tell you what, Pro Team are not the type of friends I like to have, though. I think he's made a very, very poor decision there.
Well, Brandon Brooks has to win matches to make people so he can be proud of himself. But our fourth and final competitor, some would say he's the man.
He's the man. What a man he is.
The man in House of Pain Wrestling, former heavyweight champion, and without a doubt, some would say the most popular wrestler on the roster, Diamond Dave Andrews.
He's certainly my favourite wrestler, I can tell you that.
Yeah, somewhat of a mentor to you over the last few months, I think. So I know who you'll be pulling for, even though I know you're friends with some other of the wrestlers in this four-way.
No, I'm going to be calling this straight down the middle.
Never bet against Diamond Dave Andrews.
Never.
That's all we'll say. We have seen him survive some of the biggest matches and some of the biggest kickings in House of Pain
Absolutely.
history, and he has still fought back and he has still been victorious. So we have 4 men in the ring, all vying for a win. Like I said, it's going to be fast, it's going to be action-packed, it's going to be competitive. Let's see who wants it more. Referee Kevin Redmond has a hell of a task on his hands keeping up with this one. And the bell is going. Let's see. Of course, Brandon Brooks running his mouth like everyone else in Pro Team seems to like doing so much.
As always.
It's one thing running your mouth though, it's another thing winning matches, and I don't think mouth running is a championship around here, is it?
Not at all, no. If you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk.
Oh! He went for a cheap shot on Ritmo, and now he's getting lit up by all 3 members of this match. And out of the ring he goes.
And out goes Diamond Dave.
Tristan Wheeler thinks he's in a Rumble match. No, that was the last episode, Tristan. And unfortunately, he didn't win.
Drag.
The pace has picked up. An arm drag, a hip toss. Tristan Wheeler all over Ritmo at this time. He bounces back. And he hits. That was like a back collision.
It was certainly impressive.
Through the legs.
Huge
Big drop kick by Ritmo.
Now it's certainly kicking off into a firework display, exactly as we imagined.
Another former Full Throttle champion in Ritmo, going for a 619 as you see Brandon Brooks slide into a waist lock. And huge German suplex by the Protein. After a move like that, some would say he could talk as much as he wants, but his talking has got him into trouble. Almost a 3 count by Diamond Dave. He drops down over the top, drops down again. Big flying back elbow. Impactful double knees by Diamond Dave. And a huge leg lariat. You can see a welt forming on the chest of Brandon Brooks.
And that's a result of him running his mouth at the beginning. That's what he gets.
Is that the payoff that we all get for Brandon Brooks running his mouth? I can live with that.
Me too.
Big kick. And over the top, double neck breaker.
Very impressive.
Crazy innovation by Diamond Dave Andrews here on House of Pain Wrestling. Does he have the win? Just a 2 count. Some would say the more people in the ring, the more creative you can get with your offense, Riley.
Absolutely. Well, you've seen that in tag team matches, in multi-man matches such as this. With huge backstabber from Tristan Wheeler.
Backstabber. That
could be it.
Just a 2. And knowing how close Tristan Wheeler and Diamond Dave Andrews are, we could say that backcracker hurt Tristan just as much as it hurt Diamond Dave. Maybe on the inside. He's lining up for his big bicycle kick now. His signature move that he likes to win his matches with. Straight into a kick from Ritmo.
A Death Valley driver. Brandon with the springboard disaster kick.
He almost took Ritmo's head off with that kick.
I think he may have done. That could be it as well.
Nope, Ritmo survives. This 4-way action carries on. It's fast, it's furious. Who's going to catch the other wrestler out? He's lining up a suplex now. I think he's missing Tristan Wheeler over on the other side. Was that a spear or a crossbody? Either way, it seemed to work a treat for Tristan Wheeler.
Now everyone is down at once.
Everyone's down.
Now
you have to see who's up first, who can capitalize.
It looks like Tristan Wheeler.
On this momentum. Tristan Wheeler is first to his feet. Diamond Dave is down on the outside. Brandon Brooks is down on the outside. It's seemingly coming down to Tristan Wheeler and Ritmo for the win.
He's lining up that bicycle kick again.
He's lining up that bicycle kick again.
The roll up from
Over
Ritmo.
the top. 2. My God. A huge win for Ritmo in this fatal 4-way, but
did you see that?
Under very unusual circumstances, considering he just used the ropes for leverage, and essentially stole this win.
No, I thought I saw that too, but I couldn't believe it. I've not really seen Ritmo do something like that before. That was rather underhanded for him.
Not the finish that we were expecting here on this episode of House of Pain Wrestling, as Ritmo takes the win in the Fatal 4-Way by very unnecessary means, some would say. We saw a slight hint of doubt just before he grabbed the ropes, but nevertheless, your winner of the Fatal 4-Way on this episode, Ritmo, making a successful return to House of Pain Wrestling. Folks, that's all we got time for on this episode. It's been an amazing action-packed episode. We'll see you next time for more House of Pain action.